Yeah, that's the Roland TR-1000, which contains the original analog circuits of the TR-808 and TR-909. And not only have they recreated those analog circuits, but they have put all the mods and circuit bending that we have been doing out here in the wild into those circuits so that we can tune the drums and do all the things that Robin Whittle and all those people were doing to mod and circuit bend the 808 and 909. And now we have control of those per step using the motion record. Now before I get started here, I'll just ask you for a quick favor. I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, hit the bell for all so you'll get notifications when I do a video, and hit the like. So let's take a look at what Robin Whittle was doing to the TR-808. And in general, it seems that everyone who was circuit bending the 808 and 909 wanted to essentially do three things. Number one, they wanted more decay on the kick of the 808 and the 909. Number two, they wanted to tune any drum on there if they could. Number three, they wanted to control the clap, the artificial reverb on it, maybe take the reverb sound off of there, or change the number of claps or the clap density as Robin Whittle called it. And so looking at the clap, you see clap density, and that would be modifying the circuit to change the saw wave. That's making the claps out of the bandpass noise. Then he has a clap reverb disable. Now this is an artificial reverb created within the circuitry that I believe is controlled by a capacitor discharging. So affecting that, you can disable it, or maybe the resistor that's incorporated with that as well. And then he has some tom, decay, and snare bass tuning. In this page for the service manual for the 808, they explain how each sound is made, and this might be interesting reading for die-hard fans of the 808. And here's what Robin Whittle, the creator of the Devilfish 303, this is what he offers for the 909. And you can see bass drum drive depth and pitch, hi-hat tune, hand clap level density of claps, and reverb disable on the clap. I think all this stuff can be done now on the TR-1000 because Roland are well aware of these mods and have added these mods or these circuit bending to the analog circuits, and they allow you to bend the analog circuits yourself. And the key is that you can do circuit bending with trig conditions. So every trigger can have a different setting for these modifications. And here's somebody that is making a box to go with the 909 where you can have bass drum drive, pitch, adjust the hand clap reverb or turn it off, and tune the hi-hat. So let's take a look at the TR-1000 and see where all these modifications are. And we can start out with the cowbell, my favorite sound. And what we see is tune and detune. And so looking at this picture here of the 808 circuit board around TP7 and TP6, you have those two screws, and those are affecting the tuning of the 808. So let's see if we can mess with the tuning of that. See what we get. So that's both oscillators together. And this is the spread of the oscillators. So they're an octave apart. Now you'll be able to set both the tune and detune per step as a trig condition. All right, so I got the cowbell here on this last channel, and I'm going to mess around with the tuning on it and make it part of the pattern, changing the tuning. You just hit knob assign and you turn this, and then you select tune or whatever parameter you want to change. So now I have the tuning on this knob here. All right, so now that it's on the tune, I'm going to record that motion in there. I'll turn motion on and hit motion record. All right, now I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try the morph. I'm going to hit shift, edit there on the morph. And it's showing me what I have on this track available tune there. All right, so it looks like the morphing is not recorded in as motion because I have motion record on. Now let me try turning those cowbell screws one other way. I'm going to hold down play mode and go to snapshot. And I'm going to create snapshots of that tuning. And since I have motion on and motion record, I should be able to record that in because I think that's related. These snapshots are related to this motion being on. Turn it on record. So I was listening to YouTube, a guy named Ducktronic, and he was tuning the 808 to spec on his video. And it seems to match with what Roland have named on the TR-1000 as the kit 808 OG number 2 and OG number 3 seem to tune cowbell better than OG number 1. So in this case, you know, Roland is even going further than most of these circuit benders and people modding because they're actually giving you a screwdriver so you can turn these two screws on the circuit board, you know. It's really amazing. Now let's take a look at the TR-808 kick. Now on the panel here, you can see that there's no tune on the bass drum. There's a decay, but even that was very limited. And so on this one, on the 808 kick, Roland has circuit bent the original and allows you to tune it and go to infinity with the decay on that. So let's take a look at that one. And we've got tune. Way down there. So no tune on the original. They've circuit bent the original circuits in here and allow you all that tune. And they have tone. Just kind of like brighter, typical tone setting, brighter on one side, darker on the other. Then here's this wild decay where it's off the charts. So Now, in case you can't hear that listening on your phone or something, let's put some drive on that, some analog drive. And the decay, starting with nothing. And these are just analog circuits. Snare drum, it's the same. It has the snappy adjustment. So it has snappy, just like the original. And the toms, offer tuning, just like the original one did. But then they give you this extra little circuit bend of color, which is almost like a fake reverb sound. And let's take a listen to that without. Nothing new on the rim shot over the OG circuit. Looking at the clap, you just have volume on the original 808. On the TR-1000, you have these typical circuit bending mods that we see all the different people doing. The clap size, so that would be what Robin Whittle was calling hand clap density. Well, definitely a lot more saw waves there at the end. So it sounds like a lot more people clapping. And then you have this tail level, which is that artificial reverb, which Robin Whittle just allowed you to cut off. But here you can adjust it and then go crazy and allow that capacitor to discharge over a much longer period of time, creating that lovely fake reverb sound. So here's like Robin Whittle's switch, where you just could turn all of it off. And you just have no fake reverb. So the closed hat, nothing different over the OG. Open hat, on the original 808, we had decay. But here Roland have added a circuit bend of mute decay as well. So we have this decay. The cymbal, the original 808 had tone and decay, and here we have the same on the TR-1000. All right, now let's take a look at the 909. Robin Whittle had drive. I'm not sure what that is. We do have an analog drive here we can use for that. That sound. So looking at the front panel of the 909, the bass drum, a lot of the 909 drums had tune. There are a lot of reasons to love the 909 over the 808 for me anyway. The tons of features that it has. Well, a lot of the drums on the 909 had tune. So the bass drum had tune, attack, and decay. Roland's giving you an extra one there, pitch. Let's see what that does. Then we've got this, and I'll turn the drive off. We'll just listen to it dry here. So the original snare drum had tune, tone, and snappy. And this is the same. It has tune, tone, and snappy. Then the low tom The original 909 had tune and decay. A little more snap to it and decay on the tom versus without it. And tuning. Now Roland with the TR-1000 only gives you 2 toms. And the original 909 had low, mid, and high. Between the low and high, you definitely would have everything covered. You definitely would have the mid covered anyway. So you can make low, mid, and high and 16 tunings of it. Rim shot. That's quite a unique rim shot for the 909. The original offered nothing. Roland offers no mods on that. The original 909 had nothing, no mods at all. Roland offers you 2 mods. Clap size and tail level. So size, kind of the same thing. Maybe some more claps, more people clapping. And then quite a bit of fake reverb there. Closed hat, the original one only offered decay, and Roland gives you tune and decay. So Roland has added the circuit bend of tune on the OG circuit. And has decay just like the original. Then on the open hat, love the sound of that. The original had no tune. Roland gives you tune on that. And decay. Then on the crash cymbal, the original had crash tune. Oh, very nice for the original to have that. And Roland gives you the extra circuit bend of decay on that. This must be the ride here. And Roland is giving you an extra mod there of decay for the ride. So on the original, all you can do is tune it. Well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching this, and head over to my Patreon because I'll be putting a lot of samples of the TR-1000 on there, sample collections. So keep your eyes open for that. See you in the next one.